Season over, nothing to play for, so it don't matter. Wait, I ain't seen better movement since the evolution of Black Lives Matter. CR7 with a work rate. How you gonna say it don't matter? If Sancho didn't have tonsillitis, fam, would we have seen one matter? Season over, nothing to play for, so it don't matter. Wait, I ain't seen better movement since the evolution of Black Lives Matter. CR7 with a work rate. How you gonna say it don't matter? If Sancho didn't have tonsillitis, fam, would we have seen one matter? Well, all that stuff don't matter, because matter just handle the matter. And it's 3 points, that's what matters, cause in the end it's a win that matters. Well, all that stuff don't matter, because matter just handle the matter. And it's 3 points, that's what matters, cause in the end it's a win that matters. Woo! Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Ring, where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Firms, and I'm joined today by the usual culprits, NK and Edwin. Look, Manchester United got the win. NK, how you feeling today, man? Just generally, not about the game, just about your life. How you feeling? Happy, sad, neutral? How was your bank holiday weekend? Like, what did you get up to, man? Cool.
Well, first of all, we don't have a bank holiday here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's all in the UK. And you're gonna ask me how I'm doing. I told you we should do this way like double, and then you're making us come here like one after the other. You're gonna ask me. See, this guy's trying to sweet talk me. You see what he's trying to do, Edwin? Trying to sweet talk me, but you know what? It's cool. We're here. We are here. That's what our man is about. We are here. We're gonna
Edwin,
talk about money next week.
How you feeling, Edwin, man? Because we had a bank holiday break. So, how was your break, Edwin, man? How are you feeling?
I'm alright, man. Look, Man United is. I'm alright.
Generally, moving away from Man United. Let's talk about your break. How are you doing? How was your?
I'm good. Just relax now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just relax.
Alright, good. It's good.
How are you doing?
I'm alright, bro. I'm alright. I was in Manchester. I missed the home game. I literally got back kind of late.
Oh, you went to Manchester?
Yeah, I was in Manchester, bro. I went to see my friend fight. Him and his missus boxing in a charity exhibition thing.
Oh, how'd they do?
So, yeah, it was good. Like, it was one like got the win and one didn't get the win. So, like, yeah.
But the one that didn't get the win, are they alright? They never got hurt or anything?
It's just fatigue, bro. Boxing's a different type of fitness, bro. Like,
okay, cool. As long as they're safe,
stuff. I started to do one of those boxing stuff. I chicken out the last minute, but
bro, like it's
I'm too good looking for someone to punch me.
This guy is so.
You see boxing, yeah. Like I fully understand what they're saying because I was just doing little practice training back in the day, just to hold your stance, keep your arms in the air, and like just the technique alone, without even fighting, takes a lot out of you. So when I think these guys done like 3 rounds, 2-minute rounds. And literally, they were like, you know what? They didn't even know what was going on around them. They couldn't hear anything. They were just trying to get through the fight, dying. When I see them dying, you know, like, think about like you running a marathon, yeah? You know, and then you're coming to an end. Like if anyone's run that marathon, coming to an end, and you've got nothing left in you, and then that's the fight. That's what you need to use to get through.
I did one. I think it was 5K or 10K, and it was at the Olympic Stadium. Well, yeah. We done it around there, like they used to do like Newham. Well, I was so tired. You know, the last few rounds, yeah, you go to the stadium, I see my guy with the camera taking like the fight, but I was like sprinting, like, hey, get okay, I was walking for most part of the free, but it's tiring, bro.
It's tiring, bro. And then these men are hitting that, yeah, from like 30 seconds in the match because, you know, man, them don't really like these man them anyway that I went to see. My peeps. They weren't, the cardio thing, the fitness thing wasn't their strongest in it, right? So it's explosive power, short bursts, but the cardio thing just gets to them and literally.
Yeah, it's about the fitness, bro, man, before you get in there, man.
Big fitness. But guys, look, let me just start off with this. Look, Ronaldo, yeah, has now scored 24 goals for Manchester United this season. This is the highest number of goals for a player, 37 years old. And over in Europe's top 5 in the last 30 years, bro. So like he scored. This is Ronaldo, 37 years old, 24 goals. Yeah, 37 years old. He's a couple of goals away from the 700 club, I think, in his career. Look, this is a guy that is shown today impeccable hunger and desire, right? And you know, Manchester United fans are here saying, and this is what the one thing that stood out to me, right? It's like Manchester United fans are like obviously upset, tired, and we're like, you know what? We've got nothing to play for. But when I see Ronaldo out on that pitch, he plays as if like we're playing for Champions League, bro. Qualification. He's playing like we're in a cup tie. When he misses a shot, when he misses a pass, when he makes a mistake, it's all written in his face. The passion, the desire, the upset, the hurt if something's not gone wrong. We see him put in a shift today, man. And it's just making me think, you know what? Because he's moving like that and he's playing for my club and he's the guy that I'm looking at as captain, it's giving me encouragement to say, Man United, you know what? You're fighting Ronaldo for his highest possible position. Let me support you, man, and go that as well. I'm not going to give up as well, so I'll give them all my support. So if it's 6, then I'm going to be riding for 6. Look, NK, what was your thoughts on today's game, man? Break it down, man. What was your highlights? What was your lows? What was your, tell me, man.
You know what? I did not expect today's performance. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, I think a lot of us fans we don't really expect nothing going to the game.
Yeah,
it was like that saying that they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Today was a perfect example. We started the season at home, trashing Leeds 5-1, and we finished it off at home. I mean, what do you call it? We finished our last game at home by beating Brentford 2-0. But in between that, was just a disaster. But one thing about today, you know, obviously since Tim Hart kind of came, we keep on talking about getting the right profile of players, Today was a perfect example of that, you know. You go Mata and Matic, who literally know how to keep the ball and how to control tempos.
Yes.
Today, they were the two key difference here. You know, they were the two difference here. If you take Mata off today and you replace him with like Rashford, we don't play like how we play today. You take Matic off and you play him with like, say, a Fred, we don't play like that. You know, as we talk about as old as they were, they understand how to control games, how to let the tempo, whether they want a quick tempo or a slow tempo. Today, they slowed the game down because that's how good they was. They literally played to their pace, you know. They played to their pace. They kept the ball. And then they made other players around them to look good because they kept it simple. You know, it's like you give it to them 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Matic to the same thing too. And that's what we need when we say we're going forward. United, we have bought so many players that don't play the same type of football, so it's very easy. It struggles to get a balance right. You know, this is how you get a balance right, by playing those kind of guys together today. And that was it. They started the tempo from the beginning. From the first place, I think Brentford started the game very good, like for 5 minutes. After that was it. After that, there was only like one winner for the whole game. Our defense today, we got a clean sheet today too. You know, we got a clean sheet. And that wasn't because we were defending so amazing. It's just because we literally kept the ball and we looked after the ball well. And it's always say, if you look after the ball well, your opponent ain't going to have the ball. They don't have the ball, they cannot score.
70% possession Manchester United had.
Exactly, but it wasn't like it was a boring ball possession too. We actually had the ball and we were actually using it very right too, you know, because we have had a situation where we have actually had the ball when there are other people playing, but the people that control the ball is the centre backs. So the centre backs actually hardly stayed too long on the ball because the playmakers were gaining, and that's what it was. So I hope this was a blueprint from next season, you know, so that we can get the right players and get the right players on the ball, rather than our centre backs having too much of the balls and nothing coming off it too, you know, or players up front too. For example, like say Bruno, when he played on the 10 and then he always tried to like rush the pass too much and then losing the ball and then hit us on a counter, you know. I think we need to just understand the players, play them where they're supposed to play, and get the best out of the team rather than playing like individuals because they're going to bring energy or because they're going to have physicality and everything. Like, nah, play them so that they can play as a team.
Good points there made. Edwin, look, NK touched on some good points about Man United, how we were playing today. I feel like as well, I agree. I think we did play like fluid. I think there was elements in the game as well, though. You saw a bit of tiki-taka, a bit of old school Man United when we're on form, do you know what I mean? Playing 1-2s around the box, triangles and stuff like that. What was your assessment of the midfield, man? The Matic, the Mata, and Yeah. What was your assessment of that midfield today, man?
I think like I said to you on the first, I think for the first time we had somewhat of a structure. You know what I mean? We had and the players were a bit more disciplined. You had Matic. McTominay seemed a bit more disciplined. Before he would just like the gap between him and Matic is too big, which left us exposed. He looked like he just, and then you had the freedom of Mata and Bruno. Bruno was like on the left, but he still had the freedom to drift. So I think it just looked a bit more solid. And I think, like NK said, I think one thing is like, you know, we kind of misused Mata. After watching him play today, we're like, we could have used him so much more this season or generally. Like now he's leaving, but he just like with Mata, I know like he's never been a strong point for him to be quick, so that's not even a concern. But look at the pockets he picks up. He knows how to find the spaces, and he's one of them players where he doesn't waste the ball. He's not going to be that player that runs at you. You know what? He plays similar to how Bernardo Silva plays for Man City, but just that, you know, Silva's obviously a bit more agile and can dribble, but he picks up those pockets, you know, in them areas, and he gives and goes. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what we've been missing. He's just very boom, boom. He doesn't, like, I think for a long time, we just, the players hold the ball and pass it. He just, boom, one touch, bam, 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 bam. So I think the midfield played well. But yeah, it just shows, like, you know, the difference in playing certain players, man. Like, I feel like people thought, we've got to play Rashford or these players that are quick, but you played the Mata. Look what he done today. He showed levels and just an actual difference in the game. You know what I mean? And like NK said, like the way he plays football and the control of the ball, like you don't really have to worry about defending. You know what I mean? Because like think about it, we never really got hit crazy on the counter attacks like we usually do.
We've got all the ball. We've got the ball possession, bro.
Yeah, but you know, usually, like when we're struggling, we always get hit on the counters, or we'll give up a silly goal.
And we give the ball away.
Obviously, there was chances, but there was more structure. So the defense, even if they were going to play bad, you didn't even see any frailty in the defense. Really. Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree. I think like I think the midfield was a big difference today. Matic was a really good passer of the ball, good progressor of the ball. He was on job today. Scott McTominay as well. He done his defensive duties in terms of defending crosses into the box, set pieces and stuff like that. He did well.
Just say the truth, Bob. They were overlooking a guy. They were just passing around him, bro. That's what they were doing.
I think he was
giving him the ball. You know, they were just passing.
They didn't really need him because you see the thing about Mata. Bro, that guy's football brain is amazing, bro. Like, it really is amazing. And I feel like you said, Edwin, we did misuse him. Like, when we were playing Mata, we'll play him a lot of the time. Yeah, you see, even under Ollie's reign, with B-team squad, makeshift squads, play him on the wing, rather than, I think he done really good in the central position. Do you know what I mean? Bruno, you know that question we'll ask ourselves, you know, can he play out wide? He started off out wide, but he's everywhere. He's a very difficult guy to hold down positionally, like hold down the spot. But we was able to fit Mata in. He helped. He's a ticker of the ball. That's what he is. He's a guy that keeps the pace up. He keeps the pace up and he keeps the ball moving. Do you understand? He doesn't delay, doesn't dilly-dally. He does the 1-2s. He encourages the 1-2s. He encourages. I see him passing into space as well, which we hardly do. Not like those ones where we're hitting like a 30-yarder diagonal cross. I mean, Delo was further back there. Mata had the ball. Mata passes it into space, encouraging Delo to get forward. It's just little things like that, yeah? Instead of just passing it to certain man's feet. And it delays the progression, and delays the transition. It's things like that Mata does. These small little things I was noticing. I was just like, fam, I'm just thinking, bro, this guy. A part of me just said, give him another contract. Just hold him, just one more year.
You know what? I honestly think if we don't go and sign like Eriksen on a free year, they might end up giving Mata like an extra year, because after seeing the way Bruno plays today, Bruno played better if everything is not going through him. Like literally, he played better when everything is not going through him, because I always said the guy is a goal scorer. You know, he will find pockets. He will be in the right place at the right time to score goals. As long as you're not making him like your sole creator of the team, where he just rushes the ball like that, he can get goals. And you saw with like Mata, I've already said you how I feel like our team is going to be. I feel like Donny is going to be the attacking midfielder for next because Donny play a bit similar to how Mata plays instead of like keeping it simple and just doing that. So I see him play as a 10. But the question is who's going to be the cover? I see Bruno probably playing either on the right or left hand side. So the person who's going to be Bruno's cover, you get someone like Ericsson there to kind of like come inside to if he doesn't come on the free. Then I say keep Mata on, but keep Mata on for maybe one more year to just be a cover player for like a Donny as an attacking midfielder, man.
Do you know another thing about Mata, right? His decision making is really good. Do you remember when he got slipped through? And you know everyone says Mata's slow. But if you're playing him in the right areas of the pitch, right, through centrally, you see Mata over the short 5 yards, right? He got slipped through. I forgot. Is it Matic or someone?
I think it was.
Or Bruno.
I think it was by Bruno or someone.
Bruno slipped him in, right? You see him hugging that line, slipped him in. He was even onside. He watched his run nicely. And he's not a guy. You see Rashford on the I don't want to be picking out Rashford. He didn't play today, but do you know the decision making with Mata? I trusted him wholeheartedly to find the run of Ronaldo. I just trusted him. I knew that he will. I knew that he will find him. He will pick up the pass. I haven't been able to say that for a lot of times when you're watching Rashford on that wing, that he will be trying to run and overrun it and then misplace it. I think like the decision making is what separates the class players from just the immature, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big difference. It was a breath of fresh air, man.
But you know what it is? I don't want to downplay the win, right? But it's just like, I need to see this on a consistent basis because this just reminds me of the Leeds win because there's certain teams that allow us to play this expressive and then when we come against other teams that are a bit more solid, we struggle. Because you remember when we played Leeds and we were free and we're like, we're playing well, then we come against other teams and we're like, damn. You know what I mean? So, but another factor, I think because Man United are not playing for the top four, they'll probably just be like, let's just actually play football. There's no worry. Like, okay, cool. We're not finishing top four. Let's just enjoy the rest of the season. Because, like you say, they'll try. Look, think about it. When's the last time you see them doing a one-touch football? Ronaldo doing the flicks, them smiling. They actually looked happy to play football. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I agree. I think we look very happy. And it was a lot more disciplined performance today. Bruno again I'm going to touch on Bruno as well, but I wanted to touch on Ronaldo because Ronaldo right now, NK is on fire, bro. He keeps scoring. And I know I touched on him a little bit, but one thing I wanted to highlight about Ronaldo is like his hunger. I didn't see the stats, but I felt like he ran a lot more today than he has in a while. Do you remember when he was hugging the line on the right? He got slipped through the ball on the right hand side. And I was thinking, bro, I saw like him panting. I see Ronaldo like breathing after the run. I was just like, bro, this guy's actually putting in mad effort. And I remember one time Ronaldo gave away the ball and he ran a man down like he was Rooney, like he was prime Rooney back in the days. He won the ball back as well. After chasing man down, I'm thinking, raw. I see him dropping deep in a match. And yeah, I know that we'll complain that, he needs to be in the box. But what I did see him do is draw one player out, which allowed Dalot to slip in the ball to Elanga and Elanga to get through and then, create that chance. So I was just like, Ronaldo, he was doing a bit of everything. He was moving like someone that is he was moving like a young Ronaldo today. What was your thoughts on his performance today, NK?
Ronaldo class, you can never doubt Ronaldo class. It's very class, like he will get the goals and everything like that. I think the debate has always been like the kind of like influence that he kind of like bring into the dressing room and into like also like what kind of like pressure that he put onto like managers, I would say when he first started the season, he was very fresh where he was just kind of like scoring goals in between the season. His form just disappeared because he was burnt out, he was playing so many games and, he didn't want to kind of like get taken off because he wanted to be part of every game. And the minute we went out of like the Champions League 2 and we played like almost like one game a season, all of a sudden he just looked kind of like fresh again and then he just doing more running. Because I think at the beginning of the season and even in the middle, what he did was like in terms of like working out, I think he just kind of like wanted to always like reserve some of the, like his energy because he didn't want to kind of like do too much like sprinting and also so like because he didn't want his body to get tired. But now he just looks so kind of like fresh. So he as long as he's can be able to just accept that, I just want to play certain kind of like key games and I don't need to play like week in and week out. I don't see why he shouldn't go ahead and just repeat the same type of like goal tally, for the team like next season too. as long as he accepts that kind of like role. But if he want to just be stubborn and say, hey, I want to play every single week, I'm sorry, his form is going to just kind of like dip. But his movement has always been cool. Even at the beginning of the season, he used to do that way. He don't stand at one position. He just keep on kind of like moving around to different parts of the pitch and everything. Whether that's a good thing or not, that's a whole different kind of like thing to kind of like talk about. Because I feel like today, if he was in certain position or even in the last few games, he could have probably got more goals than he did. But it's been an incredible season. You know, he came to the Premiership. A lot of people kind of like doubted whether he could still kind of like score the goals. I think in the end, we all kind of like just saying, apologies, say, look, we're sorry we ever kind of like doubted you, because this kind of like quality is just beyond. I think he's the second top goal scorer, you know, in the Premiership, and that's crazy from a guy who's like 37 years old.
Fair point, NK. Fair point. So, what I wanted to ask though, Edwin, is off the back of what NK said. Obviously, Ten Hag, the next home game, Ten Hag's going to be managing Manchester United fully. Do you see Ronaldo fitting into Ten Hag's plans? Is he going to be the main guy? Is he going to be used as a bit part once a week? Can Ronaldo accept that role? Like, what do you see happening next season with Ronaldo?
Okay, I feel like Ronaldo's got to stay, because especially what we need in the team, we can't afford to buy two strikers and just rely on both of them to understand the team and the Premiership. So I think it's inevitable we might get another striker, but we also need Ronaldo. But I feel like Ronaldo could really... It's going to be a long season, right? So I think he would have to take more of a laid-back approach, not being the main guy. But then I think he also will need to adapt and just not drop so deep. I think for him to do well next season, they'll need to build a team around him, like actual players that create chances in attack and tell him, look, just stay up front. You know what I mean? Especially if we want to preserve them. But, you know, I think there's been many questions, and I think for a lot we look for scapegoats, and I think Ronaldo was a scapegoat for a while. Like, oh, can he make it? But let's be honest, he's our best player. Like, even today, he's trekking back, he's scoring. Remember, I was telling you, he actually looks like he cares. When he misses a chance, it's not like he's just like, oh, I've missed a chance. He's actually angry.
Very. And he's silencing a lot of critics, you know, because even though he's 37, he's aging. His work ethic, he's silencing a lot of people, you know. And
then you also got to remember, the personal issues that he's facing as well, and he's still, doing well. So so I feel like if the team is built right, he could be the main guy. But we do need a second striker, especially that now there's no injury. We don't really know what's going to happen with Martial. Cavani's going, but I think he can survive in the team, you know what I mean? Because if someone like, no disrespect, but Haller could play in the Ajax team and do well, someone that struggled when he was at West Ham, I think Ronaldo has got a chance to be in a team. It's just that he would just need to... But Ronaldo's adaptable, so I think whatever Ten Hag decides to do with his formation, I think Ronaldo will adapt and work to it.
It's interesting as well what Ralph Rangnick done towards the end of this game that we played against Brentford. So obviously, I think when he got the third goal, Phil Jones or whatever,
5-3-2,
he went with a 5-3-2, and we saw Ronaldo and Cavani.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't understand that. Like, if you're winning like that, why would you go 5 at the back? It just, for me, I always thought that when you go 5 at the back, it just attracts the team to attack you. Taking a defensive stance.
You didn't ask why he done that.
No, I understood why he done that, but it's just like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
why'd you? No,
that's NK's tactic, because NK.
No, it's not.
You see NK and FM, bro. He'll put one guy up top, and they'll put telling you, you'll put everyone in defense for you. If you can create 6, 7, 8 man on that back line,
but the thing is, it had nothing to do with tactics. I feel like this was his way of giving the players that are leaving a chance to say goodbye. You know, so he brought on.
Felt like a farewell for all these guys.
Because Cavani's leaving, so he's following me, because he could have easily brought on the case, but he felt like, let me bring these old guys there to come and kind of like say the goodbye to the club. But
the last home game,
I'm surprised he didn't make Rashford come and say his goodbye. You know, I'm surprised he didn't make Rashford come and say his goodbye.
So what you're saying? So basically, based off that logic, and I do feel like you've got a strong case. Phil Jones is going to be leaving. That's probably going on.
Definitely, Phil Jones is going, whether he like it or not.
Mata looks like he's going.
Mata.
No, Mata's definitely going. Remember?
Who?
Yeah.
They said Mata's not signing a new contract.
No, Matic. They said Matic is not. Matic, I've already said he's going. Mata, we don't know yet. But I would say Mata, there's a 30% chance he stays. There's a 30% chance. I don't know. But we will see. But at the moment, from today's game, it looked like Matic is off. Mata is off. Cavani said his goodbye. And Phil Jones said his goodbye. So that's 4 players there. Just Lindegaard didn't come and say his goodbye. But he's also going to.
It's crazy though, because by that logic, Ray, of what you just said, that's already 4 guys. Talk less of the ones that we know that's going, like Lingard and Pogba.
Lingard and Pogba,
you know
that makes it 6.
And then Pogba,
and Eric Bailly, bro. Why is everyone forgetting?
Eric Bailly too is gonna go too, so he didn't get to say his goodbye. So yeah, like Rashford didn't say his goodbye too. So,
and you know what? It's perfect. You know, I mean, it's crazy that a lot of people are leaving, especially on a free. And you know, like, I mean, I think Dan James. You saw that thing that came out about Dan James being like one of our highest. Maybe our 3rd highest sale or something like that in history, or not in history, but in a very long time.
We're not a selling club. The thing about United, we're not a selling club, but we also need to understand when players are ready to move on. Since Ferguson left, we haven't been able to move players on. You know, like for example, Ferguson was able to make Van Nistelrooy go when he still had a lot of football to play, but he just felt like, look, I've got young guys that I'm not going to keep you here whilst you're not getting first in football and destroy the dressing room. So he shipped them off, and I feel like that's what United need to start doing. Rashford was a guy who played first in football. Next season, he's not going to accept being a bench player. So when you keep him there to be a bench player, you're going to just literally get this from where you get every week, where there is articles flying around with people like spreading rumors and stuff like that, because they don't want to be a bench player. Some of these guys just want to be first team footballers, and that's where you need to know when to move them and when not to move on, you know? And I feel like going forward, that's something we need to master.
NK, let me ask you a question. Today, I know Manchester United had a lot of possession. I didn't feel, outside of maybe the first minute of the game where, you know, I don't know if it was Ericsson, whoever put that over, you know, that ball, overhead ball, and we got a bit troubled a little bit. I didn't feel really threatened. Maybe there might have been an odd occasion, but I didn't really feel threatened. Do you think, the improvement is down to maybe the picks of Matic and Mata playing and starting the game? Or do you think it's down to Brentford just being very poor, like just not turning up today? Like, what's your evaluation?
I don't think Brentford was poor. I just feel like we just didn't give them a chance to play. You know, we just didn't give them a chance to play. They came there to try to do what all the teams have done to us this season. You know, hit us on the counter, hit us on the break. They didn't want us to come and dominate possession or anything like that. They wanted us to give us the ball, and when we lose it in dangerous position, which we always used to do because we didn't have guys that look after the ball, then they would counter us. But today, we actually looked after the ball very, very well. You know, Mata had it, he was keeping it, and if he couldn't see a passing kind of like at forward, he literally just pick up, like, go back, and then we kind of like start again. We were able to kind of like just recycle. We just did not let them get into the game. And that's what I just tell you, once you get your setup right and you get the right players you are able to dominate the game like in this kind of like fashion. You know, you always it's a same thing that what City do from time and time again. You know, they just keep the ball, they just knock it out, and like that. That's like that. If you want to defend, they always say it's better to defend when you have the ball than when you don't. But today we just look comfortable. How many saves? It's about from the defense. It's by keeping the ball, you know. And once we got a 1 or 2 goals, you saw at the end. You know, at the end we just literally enjoying ourselves. You know, took the steam out of it, just literally enjoying ourselves at the end. And normally that's where you go. You save tank, everybody energy just kind of like drop because you are winning. You are comfortable.
Killed the game off as well.
You kill the game off, and that's what you need to do. You know, so it's not about Brentford being poor. Look, they came to play. You know, they beat Chelsea like 4-1. They already safe already. They just beat Chelsea 4-1 like about 2 weeks ago. You know, we just literally was good keeping the ball. And if it's necessary, if we are going to be a possession-based team, as long as we got the right profile of players, this is what is going to happen. Yes, we're going to be hit on a counter like 1 or 2 times, but it's not going to be as often as it was this season, where every single minute we were like boom, 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 counter after counter after counter. We will concede less goals. And as long as your team always play like this, where the opposition are having less balls, you always have a chance of winning. Always have a chance of winning.
So Edwin, look, whether or not Brentford had a a good game or not. You know what I mean? I ranked this performance today as maybe being one of our top 3, top 4 performances of the season. We ain't really had much anyway, so it's easy to rank it, right? Being up there. I guess my question is like, Man United played for the first time, I think, or maybe like only a couple, the full 90 minutes where we had basically good control. Do you know what I mean? Not 45 minutes here or 15 minutes in a game, full 90 minutes. Do you see Manchester United building from this? And do you think like this is Ralf Rangnick finally having an influence, or even Ten Hag or anything finally having an influence? I heard that he's able to speak to some players offline, one-on-ones or whatever, offline. Do you feel like there's some influence happening, or do you feel like, you know, like it's just a fluke or whatever?
So firstly, NK, we got one win before the end of the season.
It's true.
No. But you know what? No, but I was the same. I didn't think we were, especially Brentford. But you know what? I think it's, as you guys can presume, it's like an advertisement, isn't it? Like the players know a new coach is coming in, and they know he's got zero tolerance, right? So it's more like, let's play well. You know what I mean? Because he's even though he's got another job, he's watching their attitude. You know what I mean? He's watching the way they play. So I think there's some sort of influence, but it's indirect at the moment. I don't think he's got a full. Because how many times has like Rangnick come out in a couple last week or two, a couple of days saying that Ten Hag's got my number, but he hasn't called me yet. You know, I'm here to give him advice.
He said it today.
So I think he's in the players' minds more than actually spoken to them. They know, like, you know, he's coming. So I think he's got indirect influences that, okay, cool, we guys can show them how we're playing. But I don't think, because of how professional Ten Hag looks, I don't think he's going to get fully involved 100% until he arrives. But please believe he knows what he wants to do. He's working behind scenes. But I don't think out of respect, because you could tell the way he had interviews when they asked him about Man U, even before he's like, I'm still got a job here.
It's true.
So I think he's going to wait until the season's over, then maybe we'll hear more about him, right? But I think right now he's just doing his own work, and the players are doing their own work, and then it's going to come to one. So I think he knows he's probably looked at the team and said, okay, this person I want to be on my team, and he's got a maybe list, and he's got a definite no list. So I think he's already working out what he wants. He's probably working out. The only thing I think is probably happening behind scenes is the transfer stuff, because I feel like he needs to get the players in right away. He can't hesitate and wait to the last day or the last week. So I think there's probably especially that whole transfer thing was a big major thing in his contract. I think that's probably what they're working on more. But I think a direct effect, not yet, but maybe indirectly they're working towards proving themselves, and he's probably doing some stuff in the background, but I don't think he's fully, if he's not contacted Rangnick, I don't think he's been in contact with the players yet.
And you know what? I feel like if he watched today's game today, he would have been impressed with the triangles that they were doing, especially with like Mata at the heart of the triangle. I don't know, man. I don't. If he get influenced by this game, especially with Mata, I won't blame him. And you know, one thing I would like to just know, maybe after this video, I'm gonna just try to erase it. Like, when was the last time Mata played as a 10 and Matic played as a 6 for us in the same team? I would really like to know, because this is actually the first time I've actually seen us have, like I said, actually have a full 90 minutes performance in a very long time. So I would like to know when the last time Mata played as a 10 and Matic play as a 6 in the same team.
You know what?
I would love to know.
So to cut you off, you know, the last time might actually have been for Chelsea, when you think about it.
Yeah, play as a 10. Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to say.
Not for Man United.
I would love to know the last time he played as a 10.
I reckon Mata would have played probably a number 10 for Manchester United, but it would have been way back. Not this season. It would have been maybe not even last season. But I think like he has played the odd game as a number 10. But I don't with Matic, that I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, today
it'll be a long time.
We had two playmakers. We had one playmaker from deep, and we have another playmaker up top, and that's what you need. You know
Bro, do you know how many we had? We had more, bro. We had. This is the guy we haven't mentioned him yet. I really want to mention his name, Diego Dalot. Today, that guy was our fourth playmaker. We had Mata, we had Matic,
he's always good with his progressive
Bruno,
passes.
and then you have Dalot. Dalot was putting in some really good balls today. You know, slipping in Ronaldo, doing 1-2s, hitting posts. Like, he was really good offensively today. But continue your point.
But I say, like, it's just like we had like a playmaker on the 6 at the back, and then we had a playmaker 2 up top in the 10. You know, so. It kind of like complement the team. They kept it simple. Like Mati kept it simple with the back 5. He looked after them, and Mata was also like kind of like look after the guys too who was at the front. And, you know, and that's what you need.
Okay.
Like,
was this team a blueprint of the idea that you think Ten Hag will implement once he gets his play? Like Donny van de Beek and the DM. Like, is this the blueprint?
100% kind of like 100% think so. I feel one of the kind of like changes that we will see is we're probably going to see more of like whoever is going to play like the McTominay position be a bit more involved like in attacking play, and also the centre back should be able to like push out more, so that guys like your Matic, they will be getting the ball more higher up the pitch, and then those kind of like passes that they're doing, like see how he the last game that we played against Chelsea, that kind of a pass, what he done for Ronaldo, he was very high up the pitch, you know, to allow them freedom to kind of do that. But it was a blueprint of what we're going to see next season. I hope so anyway, that you're going to see a lot of games where we are going to have a lot of the ball, but instead of probably like today how we play with like a slow kind of a pace, like the low in tempo, it will probably be with more like higher tempo where we are moving the ball quicker. Because any team that kind of like do a low block, you probably still say, with the tempo that we played today, we could have still kind of like struggled to kind of like create chances still.
Yeah, fair point. Though. Edwin, let's wrap this up. Man of the match. What's performed? Start off with your man of the match.
I think obviously we got a shout out Varane as well. He got his first goal for Man United today as well.
Shout out Varane. Good goal, by the way. Really good goal.
He done well. Him and Lindelof look like they're playing well together. They seem to be building up a.
Because they didn't get tested, don't let Lindelof fool you, man.
Nah, he do you know what? I feel like, it's going to be interesting because even though we played well today, it'll be interesting because Ten Hag has got his way in. Like you said, when you had the conversation with the guys from Ajax, they said that Ten Hag's got his own way and that's it. He's not going to bend or move for anyone. So in his head, he already knows how he wants to play for Man U. But at least now he knows that the players can play in the sort of system he plays. But I think for man of the match for me, we'll have to go to be Ronaldo. Got the goal, work rate, and just a leader on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like he really just, you could tell like he's telling the players how to pass the balls. Like so Ronaldo for me. And yeah, that's it, man.
And what's performed?
I don't really have anyone that, usually the fullbacks play bad, but Teller's played all right. Dalot played well. The defense, I really don't have a player that I could say, really played bad because it never got to a point where you'd be like, okay, this player. Do you know what? Actually, let me take away. Let me change my man. I'll give it to Mata. Do you know why I say that? Because although Ronaldo scored and done well, like Mata doesn't play. For him to come on and just change the whole outlook, because like NK said, if we had taken Mata out and played like someone like Rashford, the game would have been a whole total different thing. We would have been losing the ball, the decision making in the third. So I'll give it to Mata in terms of not playing that much, and then when coming on, not looking out of place. He didn't like. How many times have we said, "Oh, Rashford looks like he's unfit"? Like Mata don't even play. It looked like he plays every week. Look comfortable, so I'll give it to him. But I didn't really have any person that I could say definitively had a bad game, so I'll just leave it like that.
That's crazy. This is correct. I never ever thought we'll be saying that, but you know what? I understand it, but I never thought we'll be at this point in the season as well, not being able to mention a guy that is what's performed or everyone played well. That means everyone at least got a 7, bro. NK, look, who was your best? I know this guy's. I don't even know what I'm asking for. Who's your best
You
performer?
know what? I'm only waiting to what he said because you know when he smiles like that, you know it's coming.
And he's already put on the nonsense he's gonna tell us.
I'll just, you know, let me say my best player for look. It has to be Mata, man. Like, I enjoyed the way he kept things so kind of like simple today. He's just one of those players where he led the pitch today. He didn't score a goal. I don't think he assisted today, but then he's the best player on the pitch, you know, and that's what you know. They are the kind of like players who they help the team take, but then people don't really see how important they are until like they are out of the team, you know. And that was just a perfect example of him today. You know, we are all talking about what a great game he had. No goal scored, no assists. Yet we are praising him, and sometimes those are the kind of like players that you need in your team. I mean,
was offside, but he was close.
This is what what this guy was trying to still to say. You know, when Fred said, "I'm the guy who carried the piano for them to play." Nah, that's Mata. That's what Mata done today. Not what Fred been doing well. That's what Mata done today.
100%. I agree. Yeah, that Mata was just amazing, bro. He made me feel like under Ten Hag, we should just give him an extra year. That's how I felt. But look, who's your worst performer?
You know what? Before you asked me that, you said, "Oh, you never thought there would be a day where we don't."
Bro, I did not thought.
You have to list, bro. You have to say, man. Edwin, I know he just being so nice to these guys, bro, man. Look, me personally, it has to be McTominay, bro, man. On the pitch, you can just see that he was out of his depth in that pitch in terms of like the football that we were playing, the 1-2 football that we were playing. You could just see that he was just the odd one out. You know, he wasn't getting into with the triangle kind of like play and stuff like that. At times, the first half, I didn't really notice him there. It was as if like he wasn't even part of the game because we didn't really have so much defending to do to kind of like need him, you know. And when we keep in the ball, we needed to kind of like get involved in, and he wasn't getting involved, you know. So I would say that too. If you probably watch the amount of touches there, I know for a fact, I won't be surprised if Mata, and even a few of the guys probably have more than double the amount of time that he touched the ball. I feel like that's well, like if you were looking at the team today, if they ask you who would you like to replace based on this first 11, he will be the first name that come out based on today's performance.
It's an interesting one because when I look at Scott McTominay, out of the midfielders, obviously he weren't the best, and I'll probably agree with you on that. That it will be. I can't remember what Teller's done too much, to be fair.
Teller's was keeping it tidy today, man. He kept it tidy with his progressive passes.
For me, like with Scott McTominay, what I did notice, he was like when it came to like the crosses in the box or set pieces, he was getting his head on the ball. It was intercepting the ball, making clearances. I did see where it was intercepting the ball higher up the pitch as well and winning us the ball back higher up in their third, which was just amazing for me. There was a couple of times, 2-3 times that we won the ball back in their own, like not in our half, but in their own half, and then tried to create like a quick recycling that ball counter attack. And Scott McTominay was part of it. So for me, I felt like he had a pretty decent game, to be fair. But I could see what you're saying in terms of like you've got Mata and Matic, right? Both really good passers of the ball, and they can kind of connect and sync in terms of their passing, find a guy, pinpoint a guy, slipping balls through the eye of the needle. Scott McTominay, we know what he's about, kind of. He's more of a guy that's just got a lot of energy, type of box to box. So I think that Scott McTominay was playing to his own strengths, but obviously in terms of the style of football that Mata and Thingy was doing, Matic, he can't really get involved in that. But I think he was doing his own working to his strengths. So I'll probably
you guys are being nice to him. Huh?
And I said I get what NK is saying because when Fred came on, you saw a difference. You see when Fred came on, Fred was present,
Right. If we was like a City team or so like that, we would be questioning him. Look, today, whatever, I don't care what anybody say, he was the passenger of the team today. He was literally the passenger of the team today. For a game where we had
it looked like he struggled, possession.
Yeah,
but I get you, but it's just like with Scott here, when he has a dead performance, and I'll be able to say, this is what he was doing wrong. This is what he was dead. But for me, I just feel like with him, he's got a ceiling at the minute anyway. He's got like a ceiling. And what I'm trying to say is, he wasn't too far off his own ability ceiling. Obviously, the Matic and Mata at their age, bro. They're just maestros in the past and maestros with the progression of the ball.
But I see what NK is saying though, especially when you're looking at the team and like if everyone played okay, and we do have to pick someone. He out of everyone in the thing, he's the one that kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree as well.
I mean, if today right now they tell you like, hey, you know what, you got a chance to go buy one player and bring one player into the team, I promise you, he is the position that you're gonna go change, because you're not gonna change Elanga today, because Elanga was very good with his hard working and creating a goal too. Bruno scored a goal playing on that side too. Ronaldo too scored a goal and was everywhere on the pitch too. Mata too, he ran the game. Matic ran the game. The two centre backs too, very comfortable. Right back, left back too, very comfortable. They handled it themselves. And then you talk about McTominay. Yeah, you just pointed out one or two like moments where he helped win the ball high up the pitch. But my question is, can you not get someone who can do that and still be able to like pass the ball and also get involved in the triangles too? And the answer is yes.
That's the hope. That's the hope, man. That's the hope next, in the summer window.
That's a good point. So, and this is interesting, isn't it? Because when you look at the team, the way Matic, someone like Van der Beek would have been perfect in that position, just doing that simple passing. You know what I mean? So,
but then you know what?
I do feel Matic has got the physicality, though. He's got the phizicality to ride off certain challenges. And
but friends, at the beginning of the season, I remember pre-season against Everton where we totally play Everton off the pitch. It was Matic and Van der Beek that were playing. And I'm surprised for the whole season, Ole never tried those two. He never did.
I do feel like in my head, unless Donny surprises me, I do feel like if he's going to be playing in a number 6 position or even number 8 position.
But you know why it works?
He's definitely playing a 10. He's definitely playing a 10 this season.
He needs someone. If he's a 10, fine. But if he's playing in the middle of the pitch, I do feel like he's going to need someone like whether it's a Rice, a Tchouaméni, whoever it is. I think he's going to need someone next to him, and you'll get the best out of him.
Yeah. I don't think he's physical enough to play in the 8 yet.
Yeah. And I think for him it's good because Ten Hag knows him and he knows Ten Hag. He's played under him before. So out of everyone, he's got, even though he's not a certified, because you never know what happens in football, he's probably like got a good chance to play a lot because Ten Hag will be like, this guy knows my system already. And it's not like he's been playing so consistently for Man U where he's so disconnected. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. He's going to utilise him well. I think it's an advantage for Donny van der Beek. I think he got a lifeline here. But you know what? Just on Ten Hag's name, we didn't pronouncing it wrong. It's Eri Ten Hag.
Hey, what's your best that you're thinking before you just start coming with your?
Because he done the show with that guy, innit? We will call him whatever we want to call him. He's our manager now. We call him whatever we want to call him.
Honourable mention to Mata, like you lot said. For me, it's Ronaldo though, because his work ethic today stepped up another level. He stepped up a whole other level, and I think he winning the penalties and he took it bravely after the controversy with Bruno. So I just think Ronaldo just nicks it, but then Mata will be an honourable shout out. I think he's right up there as well. And then my worst performer would be Scott McTominay for what you man said as well. I feel like if there was going to be anyone that you're replacing on the pitch, it would have been him. You get me? Because I do feel like you can have someone that does his job, but also provides that extra bit of quality as well to support the attacking phase of play as well. And the defences can feel comfortable giving him the ball, know he's going to be press resistant and also be able to create something like, do you know what I mean? So for me, but I do still feel like he had a decent game, man, compared to many games, man. I just feel like when the team ticks and plays well, a lot of our players really do play well. There's not hardly any game names that you can say you were totally trash. So hopefully that's a good sign in the future to come. But guys, we're out, man. Look, it's another showdown. Who's next, Brighton?
Two more games to go.
Two more games to go. Brighton.
Two more games to go, and then we're back to like transfer business. Look, I'm ready for transfer. I got so many names. My source has been feeding me information. I told you, my brother, we've been linked to some new left back guy. Also, I'm scouting. So transfer news on OT is gonna be banging, bro. Hey, 2 more games. Are we doing 2 for 1, or are we still gonna do 1 and 1 again?
Today's giving me confidence. We'll do 1 to 1. Today's giving me confidence. We'll make it.
Wait, who we got left? We got Brighton and who? Arsenal.
And Crystal Palace, bro.
Brighton and Palace. It's going to be 2 tough games, but, we'll see, man. Palace is going to be long.
As long as Mata and Matic are starting, we're okay. But you put Fred and McTominay there, bro, let's not do this show, man. Let's not do this, bro.
Guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Peace.